Hi all. Right, been a little reluctant to come back again. More mistakes I've made. Ah, it seems never ending just now. I don't know, all the mistakes seem to be coming from these advanced rules. Because the rules, I think the rules without the advanced game are reasonably straightforward. And I'm not saying the advanced rules are that complicated, but just putting them in, I don't know. Um, yeah, I'm not sure how I'm making a mess of them, but there was one sort of daft mistake that not really well. It is regarding an advanced role, but well, not enough, not really. I left reduced fighters outside the cup, and then when I went to put them all in the hunt box, I just turned them up full side up. That was the biggest blunder made. Anyway, there's a couple more as well to talk about. So back in part 21, this will be part 23, I think. So this was part 21. And all these mistakes were pointed out by Martin. Thanks, Martin. Um, he does notice a small mistake here, but it's still a mistake. Again, it's regarding a advanced rule, 19.64 squadron self-preservation. So it's when you're drawing squadrons from the sector of the target, you leave them outside the cup. However, it's only if it's an airfield of the target you leave them outside the cup. And I started getting into the swing and doing that, and then I've obviously forgot that it only is regarding airfields. And the mistake we made in part 21 was it was an attack on a port. So they shouldn't have been left outside the cup. I'm not going to go back and try and mess that one about. It doesn't ruin, like Martin says, it is a small mistake. It meant that they couldn't be taken out of the cup, and they should have been able to be taken out of the cup. But we would have still ended up the same amount of squadrons. It just might have been different ones. So, but I'll need to watch that again. Yeah, just one of the advanced rules that I'm trying to get right, and I've overdone it there. Anyway. And then, well, part 22 is the worst bit, so that was the last episode. First of all, he points up the interesting situation where we were deciding between, you can only have 2 green units in the pool, 2 reduced green pilots, so it was the decision between, was it 211 and 511? And I looked at it, and like Martin's pointed out, it's an interesting situation where if I'd picked units from, he says 311, I think it might have been 211. He said 311, I think it was 211, but whatever it was, if I chose one before the other, we would have ended up with 1 extra squadron in the pool. And I remember looking at that and wondering, I suppose at the time I didn't realise I could have ended up with an extra squadron, however. But the fact that Martin's pointed that out, I see that now, because it would have ended up meaning we took the green squadron from here, and we would have left the green squadron in here, but however there was more to take, whereas there was only the green squadron and one other squadron, I think. It was something like that. We would have ended up with 1 extra squadron if we'd done it the other way about. And he's also noted that there doesn't seem anything in the rules. And yeah, my thinking had just been to follow how they were written on the cards, how it was. Sorry, I'm not sure of the light. I've not got all my lights on just now. You know how it's written on the card here. Here's, you work your way through them that way. 410 first, then 111, 310, 311. But I'm not sure that is written anywhere. So yeah, unless it's one of these things that can be asked of the designer to confirm something like that. I suppose that is quite a big deal, isn't it? Because that could have been 1 extra squadron if we were meant to do it that way. Maybe we were meant to pick the squadrons in a way that you did end up with the most you could get. That's possible that could be the way that it was intended, but doesn't seem to be written in the rules anyway. And then the big blunder, like I said, Martin says, looks like you flipped the green squadrons when you moved them from the response pool. So Now, he's looked through all this, and rather than me go back and try and confirm what he's went through and adjusted and whatever, I'm going to be grateful for the fact that he's worked all this out, typed it all down, looked into it, and I'm not going to go back. I'm just going to do exactly what he's saying would have happened. And I'm sure he's not got anything wrong with it, but if he happens to have, then we're just going to leave it like it is. So he says the hunter attack should have been resolved using row G instead of H. So that would have been slightly more beneficial for us. Again, I'm just not going to look back on it. I need to press on with this game. I have to admit, it's not. I mean, I've said it. I've hinted before that it's certainly not my favourite out of Mr. Butterfield's games. I'm not saying it's a bad game or anything like that. It just doesn't seem to be grabbing hold of me. Certainly not like the DD games and enemy action and but I don't want to give up on it halfway through. You know, are we halfway through? Are we a wee bit more than halfway through? To be honest, I still think there's quite a bit to go yet, but I don't want to scrap it yet. But it might be a slower procedure. And as for me, trying to get finished for the 19th, well, that's not happening, is it? So I either have to pick it up and scrap it, or just move it aside. I'm not awful sure if friends are coming anyway on the 19th. It might get hit on the head. I'll find it in the next couple of days. But but yeah, I don't want to chuck it. But I'm definitely not feeling the same, buzz as what I've got from any of these other games that I've played. And I think watching the playthroughs was showing me that before I actually purchased the game, but so which is a wee bit of a shame, but and whether that's an excuse for also getting some of these rules wrong, I don't know. Maybe just not taking as much care because I'm not really feeling it. Could be something to do like that. So yeah, so the hunter attack should have been resolved using row G instead of H. I don't know why I got sidetracked there, but let's carry on. So, so he says the result for 3JG28 should have been abort instead of heavy loss. 3JG53 should have been disrupt instead of light loss. So that's good. Have I moved? No, they should still be there, shouldn't they? Yeah, they are there. JG28, that's where that could maybe be. Is that an 8 or is it a 6? Well, you know what? It's the one that's in the heavy loss. So, now I don't know. Has he adjusted the victory points here first in case I? Yeah, man, he's got the results for our guys, the results for the RAF, and then down the bottom it's got regarding victory points, a hunter attack should result in a net of +1 victory point, not +3, while the squadron intercept remains the same at +5. Okay, so it looks like he's adjusted victory points here as well. So JG28 should have been abort instead of heavy loss. So where would that have been as abort reduce? That's what I need to find out. Come on, Martin, you might have wrote that down for me. I'm just kidding. Abort would have been to in-flight reduced. So JG28 would have been reduced and then would have went back 1, 2, 3 to the 1400 time slot then, is that right? Yeah, is that right? It was Hornchurch Airfield we were doing, wasn't it? I can't even remember where I'm at. Yeah, it was the first raid of the day, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, so he should be in the 1400 time slot and not in the heavy loss box. So yeah, that should be 2 victory points back for us. I'll just keep a wee dice here just to make sure. And then JG 53 should have been a disrupt instead of a weight loss. JG 53, right? That's another one of the fighters. Should have been a disrupt. So that would have went to full in flight. So that is actually going to here. So that's better. That's another couple of fighters back. And that would have been another victory point back for us. And JG 54 and JG 51. Oh, they should have been heavy loss instead of disrupt. Oh, okay, so they'll be up here somewhere, won't they? There's 54. And was it 51? Right, it's maybe not as good as I thought then. 54 and 51, was it? So they should be heavy losses instead of the disrupt. Okay, so that's worse then. That's going to be worse, is it not? Although it does come out with a slightly better result, I think. Not by an awful lot. So that would be another 4 points back. So that's actually us losing 1 extra point. Right, but for the RAF, the results for the A's and B's should have been switched. For the 54, 611, 257, 411, 56, 511 should have been white losses. The positive side, the squadron interception part would have played out the same, except that the B squadrons 74, 615 and 1 should not be reduced. So they should be in the in-flight box full then. So hang on. So 54. Where is there? Alright, I'm just looking down in the in-flight box here. I don't know why we're getting that glare. Coming back. Right, 54. He was reduced in the in-flight box, so he should be in the white loss box, along with 56 and 257. So that would be 3 points to us, taking us back to -2, and they should go in the white loss box. 611. Well, that's good because we didn't have any in the white loss box before, obviously. Well, we did have the 2, but they were from the heavy losses previously, so that's quite good. So they should have been white losses. The positive side, the squadron interception part would have played out the same. Okay, said that the B squadron 74, 615 and 1 should not be reduced. So 615 and 1. Right, so they should be in the in-flight box full. I'm assuming that's what he's meaning there. Yeah, I think so. Okay, and then regarding victory points, a hunter attack should result in a net of +1 victory point, not +3, while the squadron intercept remains the same at +5. So yeah, so we're 2 victory points better off. That's what I've worked out there as well. Because +1 instead of +3, so we should be 2 victory points better off. So we should be a -7 instead of -5. Okay. But yeah, that's not nice. So this, and especially the mess I made previously. I come into the recording that episode thinking, right, come on, Grant, stop mucking about. I've even made a comment there. This is the sort of stuff that I don't like watching when I'm watching playbacks. I mean, the only thing that makes it worse if somebody makes a mistake like this and then just says, all right, I made this mistake, but let's just carry on. I don't like that even worse. I mean, at least least I'm fixing it. But it's, I know, well, these games are going to make mistakes, but I feel like I'm making far too many in this game. It's not really that complex a game. And like I say, it does make me sort of wish I had considered not playing with the advanced rules, but I got the impression that it was a rather easy game to like get a victory at, so I was thinking the advanced games might have made it a bit trickier. I'm not saying I'm going along smoothly for a victory though. I don't think I'm gonna. I mean, I wouldn't know. It's the first time I've played it, so. But -7 victory points at the moment. I know that doesn't sound very good. It sounded, mind you, it did sound better. What we finished that last day on -13, I think it was. No, in fact, it was higher, wasn't it? It was -16. Well, then you had the end of the day where it moved up and dropped me back to -13. I think that was it. Yeah, so more sloppiness again, really, which is a bit of a shame. But thanks for bringing them up, Martin. We'll try again and see if we can avoid any mistakes this time. Yeah, good luck with that one, I think, Grant. So yeah, we had well, let's bash on, see if we can do a raid as well on top of that. That's 16 minutes of nonsense, mind you. Yeah, because we had another raid within this time slot. That's what it was, wasn't it? So yeah. Right, so let's get the raid down. It's at Weymouth Port. So remember, Grant, this is a port, not an airfield. So that was our previous raid on Hornchurch, but we're coming away down here to the port at Weymouth now. So right, so let's get the card down and all the units for the raid display. Okay, so there we go. Raid on Weymouth Port. Strategic value 3, ME109s are good. This is a loose fault 3 raid, and we've got our full 11. Yeah, we've got our full 11 group in there. Blank glare. I can't win, eh? I think maybe because I've not got that other big light, sort of cancelling some of that out, maybe. Although, no, that lamp's usually on the other side, isn't it? Alright, anyway. Right, hang on, that's looking like I'm running out of space. Right, give me a sec, I better pause this just now. Back in a sec. Okay, let's be back. Yeah, I'd forgot to remove the last couple of parts I'd recorded on the camera on the phone, so it was running out of space, so all good now. Right, so Weymouth Port, we fought 3, that's our selection, 4 JU88s. So yeah, let's get moving then. So that's the raid set up. Right, no mistakes, Grant, come on. British detection. Okay. I started thinking, should I just tell you, do we need to go through it all? Oh, you know what? I'm having to do it myself. It just means pausing the camera and that. So it's as well. It's probably going to take me more time to pause and then start again. So yeah, I'll not swing across to look at things. Oh, Jesus. It's a 6. Okay, so 6. OCV. Now what have we got? We're patchy clouds in Lufot 3. It's clear in Lufot 2. So patchy is the middle one, isn't it? And so that's a 2, so that's 8. 8. 2 radar nets, yeah, up to 12. And then another 4, isn't it? For the grouping. Yeah. 16. So it's the same one, isn't it? It's very airway limited. Yeah, just caught my eye there. This -2 for all group in our ME 109s. There's a bit where, you know, because obviously this result here is quite a big part of things, isn't it? Anyway, okay. Right, so very airway limited. So we get the Spitfire Ace again. Very airway limited. Okay. Well, just need to get on that. Raid rendezvous check. It's a 6 again, which is better for us this time, isn't it? 15 or more grouper on the raid, yeah. No. So not happening. We've only got 11. British raid response. Okay, so what do we have? We're doing the early column. No, there's maybe not as much across this side, is there? So 3 from 410, 2 from 310, 2 from 110, and 1 from 111. Okay, we do have the Spitfire Ace, so he's going in the cup to get us started. And let's have a look at, oops, stop with that squeak. 3 from 410. Right, yeah, we do have 3. Now, yeah, this is a port, so that's a mistake I made the last time. I left him outside the cup when we attacked the port, but that's not the case. It's an airfield. So all these 3 Spitfires go in the cup. That's us up to 4, and then 2 from 310. Right, we do have 2. One of them is green, so he does stay out the cup, and then there's another one that goes in, so that's us up to 6. Also got to remember that, well, got to remember 2 things. When we bring him across to the hunt box, he's staying reduced. And also remember to reduce how many remove from the cup because of him. Right, that was 2 from 310, 2 from 110, just got the 1 there. That's us up to 7. And 1 from 111. Yeah, we do have our Hurricane in 111 as well. So we've got 8 again. So 8, right, we want to see how many are coming out. Where's my chart for that? I've everything tucked on the side. I've still been playing that Obsession. So it's a great game. It's really addictive. I recommend it. I mean, it could be you need, I maybe mentioned it before, maybe you need to be into that theme a little bit. It's quite thematic regarding what you're doing. You know, using your butler and your housemaid and footman to carry out sort of duties and events, and you get rewards. It's really good. It's really addictive. I can't get away from it now. I just keep playing it. Okay, so that's not what we're here to play just now though, Grant. Because I actually sat down to go and play it again. I thought, you know what, I'm going to go come and sort this nonsense out. More mistakes that I've made. So hopefully we've fixed the mistakes and there's not going to be any more. Well, not in this episode anyway. No guarantees though, is there? The way it's been going recently. Right, so this is to see how many's coming out. So let's roll the dice here again. Okay, we'll starting with a 1 this time. The date is between the 20th and 31st, that's a +1. Target sector is 11 group, it is not, it's 10 groups, so target is deep. Oh, sorry, hang on. Target is a radar net or airfield, no it's not. It's a port, so that's no modifier. Target is deep, no. Warning is very early, yes. So that's a +1, only up to 3 though. Intelligence is limited, isn't it? So it's not accurate. Intelligence is limited, and we have 9 to 11 grouping. That's a +2, taking us to 5 only. And there's no cards to be resolved within this time segment. Oh, a 5's minimal. Nice. Okay, so minimal with 8 squadrons in the pool. 5 are wanting to come out. However, we've got 1 green pilot, so 4 are going to come out, leaving us with 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we've got Spitfire Ace again. And we've got a selection of these from 310. And we've got 2 Spitfires from 410 that came back out. Okay, so we've only got 4 in the pool, 3 of which are in the cup, and we've got 1 reduced outside the cup. So just to make sure that they are going to come along. I'm pretty sure they will. We've got 3 ME109s in the hunt box, so tells us it's limited though. Number of grouping and raid excluding channel patrol is going to be 9. And squadrons in the pool is 4. Yeah, they're all coming along, as I thought. Right, let's make sure we're bringing this along reduced though this time. Yeah, I know what I've done. I tipped them all out the cup, and then just that last time, and then just moved them all across together and forgot the fact that there's 2 of them should have been reduced. I think it was, well, it would have been 2, yeah, you're only allowed a maximum of 2. Okay, so 1 reduced Hurricane, 2 full strength Hurricanes and 1 Spitfire. Okay, what's that sorted? Next card. It's not an interception, they've got 1 more than us, so grouping or less in squadrons, yeah, by 1. Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer, isn't it? So that means that there's a high chance one of them are skipping by. So we roll the dice. As long as it's not a 1, then I think it's a 3. So that is greater than the number of XA squadrons. So yeah, we move that 1 XA squadron, we move the Hurricane before. Now they're Hurricanes before Spitfires. Now we've got a reduced Hurricane. Hang on. Yeah, I think I came across that one recently myself. It says do not move reduced squadrons. So it's either going to be, well, actually they're both C's, aren't they? Well, you know what, they're from a different sector, so let's just have a little randomising them. So that's the one, probably doesn't matter, but so he's sneaking through in the bomber box. Yeah, and next. Raid approach event. British altitude advantage. Very early warning. That's a pity because the other ones, well, early warning would have triggered it too, I suppose. In fact, an accurate intelligence, that's quite a hard one to avoid, I think. So they're going to get an altitude advantage in both the hunter attack and the squadron attack steps. I'll just put that card there, hopefully remember it. So here we go, hunter attack. Get rid of that glare. Okay, so sharps here. That one and that one. Right, roll the dice, keep it low. 3, it's not too bad. So what are we adding up here? Nothing for them A109s. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 combat value and 3 grouping in combat. 9 combat value, 3 grouping in combat, 9 combat value. Right, well, it should be on the D row, which isn't too bad. However, we're getting British altitude advantage, so I'm going to drop down to the E row with a 3 result. So we've got DAA. So disrupt for the A, that goes to in-flight. Move these squadrons a bit. Let's say DAA, and then abort for the B and abort for the C, so they both go in-flight reduced. So that wasn't great. No losses, but wasn't great. And then for the British, we have no effect for the A. Oh, that's good because there's no A's. Abort for the B's. There's one B. He's reduced though. Oh, this could be a good result. This could be a very good result. Reduce squadron with abort to light loss, full side up. So that 310 goes light loss. And we will take a victory point down to -8. And the C result is an L for white loss. So both of them are taking a white loss. So 110 goes white loss box and 410. And 2 more points. That was sweet. Yeah, and I done the altitude. Yeah, I moved it down a row. Excellent. It's just a pity that guy sneaked through then, isn't it? Okay, good stuff. Well, it is only one, so we are going to get to bomb with something, unless some event tells us otherwise, I suppose. We shall find out. Right, so on to the raid target event. And we have extended attack. Reduce a number of bomber grouping equal to the number of full squadrons in the bomber box. Yeah, that's annoying. It's only one. Let's see if it tells me. Is it my choice? This is a raid target event, isn't it? Extended attack, reduce number of bomber. You choose which bombers to reduce. You choose which bombers to reduce if bombers outnumber full squadrons. Fighter grouping and previous reduced bombers are not affected. Okay. So, what have we got? We've got 2 A's. We've got 2 A's, a B and a C. I suppose I'll take one of the A's then. So he's reduced. And that's that event done. Oops. Sorry. Hairy hand in the way. Right, next card. Maybe this squadron interception. It is indeed. So squadrons are lesson grouping. Select grouping attack equal to number of squadrons. Pack fuel before reduced. Yeah, so he is going to attack one of the JU-88s. 8.2. I think I was just randomising which one. Make selections so that the attack grouping have an even mix of A, B and C selectors if possible. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean if he had three squadrons there, and we were to pick between well, we wouldn't be picking this one, I suppose, but we would pick an A, B, and a C. But I think the fact that we can only pick one, I'll just randomise between the three, because it doesn't sort of say that it's my choice. We get the A, so that's going to come across here, and then if any grouping in bomber bullets are not intercepted, move aside equal number of C grouping. Aye, so they don't get involved, do they? That's right, so it's just the one bomber against the... Just not for sure that's good. Well, it would be adding more combat value, but it would be adding more grouping. Okay. Right, so I think that's right. So it's just one squadron against that one bomber. Squadron attack. Let's roll dice. Keep it low again. It's a 4 this time. So this might not be so good, because the numbers are higher, aren't they? So we have a strength of 8, combat value of 8, with 1 grouping in the combat, takes us down to row G, and then the altitude advantage takes us down to row H. And a 4 just depends if we're lucky here. 4 for our A result is an A. That's not bad, because the other 2 were an L and an H. So we got lucky there. And the A will be abort to in-flight reduced, isn't it? Yeah. So the bomber goes in-flight reduced, which we can live with that. And then his C Hurricane on the H column is going to be a disrupt, which is to in-flight reduced. So not bad actually. That was pretty decent. I'll take that. Okay, right, finish with that event now. We can put that away. And on to some bombing, hopefully. Yes, indeed. Right, so what we've got... Well, they're not involved, it's just our 3 bombers, but... We've got a strength of 13. So a nice high number now, please. 4 again, that's alright. I'll take that, I think. Where's my bombing table? Here it is. So any bonuses? We've got patchy clouds across here, haven't we? We fought 3, we've got patchy clouds, so shift 1 column left. What was the bit I'm thinking about? You ignore patchy clouds. That's one of the strategy cards, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Well, it's not on this raid anyway. So we've got a 4, we've got a 1 column shift to the left for patchy clouds. Yeah, and what did I say our strength was? 13. So 13 is that row there, but we shift 1 to the left with a 4 result. Well, the shift didn't make any odds, it's still 2. So 2 hits, that'll do. 2 damage, takes us down to minus 12. And this is a port, so I don't think anything else doing, isn't there? No additional effects on the port. Yeah, that's it. And then all group in the raid display and move to the in-flight box after the target is bombed. Okay, so we will do that. Right, all done. We all group into in-flight and their air bases. Okay, there's our fighters. We got quite a good chunk in the same, just the 3 turns ahead into there, so that should be sufficient for the last 2 raids, hopefully. I'm not sure if I'm getting them or not. I can't quite work it out. I can never work that bit out till we get there. Okay, next card. Clock check. So we flip this raid, and we have no more raids for that time segment. So advance clock marker to the next clock space for which you have raids planned. So that's 0800. So we advance clock marker 1. So if we move the clock marker, we go to step 22, squadron turnaround. Okay, squadron turnaround, we moved 1 time slot. So there is nothing on the top board. A lot of losses there, which was nice after Martin fixed that for me, so that was quite good. We do, however, have, so we have full squadrons in the in-flight box to the rearm box. So these go rearm, 311, 211, and 611, and then these all go to the land box full side up. So I'll put them up. There we go. And this look quite good up there for us, so it's quite a lot. I mean, 4, 5, 8. 8 light losses. Wow. Of course, 2 of them got carried over from heavy losses. On saying that was 6 light losses then. Of course, we got another 3, I think, there in that raid. And then after, let's say Martin pointed out the error, we ended up with another 3 in there from that raid too. That's pretty decent looking. Okay, so that's our squadron turnaround. The thing with the next time slot is, I mean, whether it's going to work out or not, I've got 3 raids all in the 1 time slot. So that means none of the units, unless we get an event within the 3 raids, none of the units are going to, none of the squadrons are involved in the next 3 raids at Biggin Hill. That sounds pretty good. Right, move all German fighter group in now in the current clock space, and early clock spaces to the rear bases full side up. There is none. And assign fighter group into raise plan for the current time segment and the next time segment. Well, we've got them all in the current time segment, and then in the next time segment there's no raise planned for the 10 o'clock time segment. So that takes us back to step 9. And I'll take a pause there. I've got an urge to play some more Obsession, I think. That's terrible, eh? Right, our next raid's going to be the first one at Biggin Hill, so I'll put the wee black marker there. Like I say, next 3 raids at Biggin Hill. So we'll see if we've done any, if any of that planning is going to work. I mean, I do kind of feel like there's a lot up there. If we look down, however, if we look down on the map, let's zoom out a little bit, I think. I mean, yeah, there's nothing 111, nothing 311, nothing 611. I mean, we've got 2 and 711, but you can imagine after the first raid at Biggin Hill, and by the way, that's the one we've got the ME 110s. I reckon these 2 are coming out. This is going to come out as well, and we might get a couple out of 511 too, possibly 411. So then, obviously, the raid after that, and then the 3rd raid, you would think there'll not be much left come that 3rd raid. So hopefully we can do some damage. But I mean, the thing, I mean, the most, well, I say the most damage you can do is 3 points, isn't it? But I mean, on airfields, you do get that extra bit where you can disrupt and the chance to damage the control, is it the control tower, I think, as well. But anyway, okay, I think that should be, well, actually that wasn't that long. It's probably going to be quite a short part, isn't it? But yeah, I want to take a pause there anyway. Okay, so hopefully no mistakes here. Yeah, I'm not feeling confident these days. Well, there always seems to be something, but anyway. Okay, I'll be back with the next raid sometime soon, guys. Okay, cheers.